It's a really difficult friendships, yeah, on so many levels because of our ADHD challenges of rejection sensitivity, that first and foremost. But I find that ADHD is kind of sit in the two different camps. You've got ADHDs that have no problem making friends. In fact, they make way too many friends, and can't keep up with those friends and kind of are the flaky type of friend. And then, you've got other ADHDs that it's more difficult, right? For many reasons, maybe that social anxiety that a lot of ADHDers have. So they don't really feel like they're kind of worthy enough, right, to be a friend. Or it could be that maybe, yeah, they've maybe said too many things that have got them in trouble in the past, and they'll just end up pissing someone off. And so they just don't even, they don't engage because they're just going to get hurt or hurt someone. So yeah, it's quite a minefield, friendships with ADHD.
Yeah, it is. I mean, my main problem is the former, and then when I do get overwhelmed with the rest of life, because that's the problem, isn't it? Maintaining and nurturing a friendship is one of those important but non-urgent tasks, and because we struggle to get tasks done, we're kind of like feeling like we're catching up. We go, oh, I must ring so and so, or I must arrange to go out for a drink with so and so. But then because we're busy catching up with just like things like hanging the washing up or getting enough food in for the week, planning meals, getting our work done, making sure we've responded to school letters, it kind of goes by the wayside. And then if you get really overwhelmed, which is what I've done, you just completely withdraw and go
Yep.
into hermit mode. And then you feel like when you go back to people, they're going to think you're a terrible friend and won't want to know. And then there's that RSD, rejection sensitive dysphoria, which we're covering next week, which kind of kicks in. So what's the answer here for kind of both scenarios? So from somebody that overdoes it and overcommit, doesn't have a problem with friendships, but the maintenance and feeling bad because you want to and you love your friends, but you just either forget or you haven't got the energy to kind of do that, or you go hermit. What's the solution, I suppose, for that sort of scenario as far as friends are? Is it as simple as like blocking in time into your diary every week? Does it become
Yeah. Yeah, before that first, like with so many things with our ADHD, we don't often think about, well, hang on, what is a friend to me? Like, what's the criteria? Like, who is a friend? Who do they need to be? What do they need to do? Because often a lot of what happens with us, right, is that our expectations are usually too high. And so many people just disappoint us. They just don't, you know, they don't kind of reciprocate, say, what we would do for a friend. So therefore, devastation, and can't talk to that person now, and I can't trust anyone, catastrophizing, all the ADHD challenges just kind of pile on top of each other, and that's it, no more friends. Or you just stay on a certain kind of shallow level. But the first thing is to really ask yourself, maybe identify, take some time out. And we did this on Wednesday, actually, in the nudge. We talked about, okay, let's do this exercise where we identify who our friends are, and we create those circles. There's, you can see these exercises where you draw, you in the middle, and then you've got your inner circle, and then the next one, obviously inner circle, you've got family, maybe not. So some ADHDs, that's another topic for another day, family, in ADHD. But and really getting clear. Running, I know this sounds a bit prescriptive, but we've got to do it. We've got to take the time to step back and identify the criteria and run our friends through this criteria to see, are they a friend, and set your expectations correctly, because the chances are, if you do that right, less likelihood that they're going to disappoint you, less likelihood that they're not going to make the grade. And yeah, so do yourself a favor and get very clear about what criteria each of those circles, friends, acquaintances. I mean, I've done a lot of sessions where some clients have come unstuck by, say, seeing their work colleagues as friends. And we've had to talk about, well, hang on, what's a friend? What's a colleague, and who, and what you expect. And then they can then set their own expectations.